May 1st, 2023, Ivy Webster, 14, and Brittany Brewer, 16, were reported missing. These two young ladies had spent the weekend with their best friend, Tiffany Guest, 13. Tiffany lived with her siblings, Riley Elizabeth Allen, 17, Michael James Mayo, 15, and their mother, Holly Guest, with her newlywed husband, Jesse McFadden. After the Webster and Brewer family reported their girls missing, it was also realized that May 1st, in Muskogee County, a warrant had been issued for Jesse McFadden's arrest for not appearing at his court date. Jesse was facing charges for soliciting sexual conduct with a minor, possession of child pornography, unbeknownst to these families. These charges were filed back in 2016 while Jesse was an inmate in prison using a contraband cell phone to contact the minor victim and send sexually explicit messages to her and groom her into a relationship with him when he got out. He was serving a 20-year prison sentence for the rape of a 17-year-old girl at knife point. Jesse was released early in 2017 and only served 76 days in the jail for the newest charges. He was released on bond and was not on any probation or parole. He was only required to check in every 3 months with the sheriff's department. Jesse was such a good manipulator, he began grooming Holly while an inmate in prison. And once released, he then hired an actress to sit down with Holly and convince her that Jesse was misunderstood and that the rape charges from 2003 were just a misunderstanding and that she was not raped by Jesse. Once law enforcement entered the McFadden residence, they found most of the immediate family deceased, including Jesse, who had taken his own life. And later, on another search of the property, they found the remaining victims. This tragedy was a perfect storm of events. Every part of the criminal justice system worked in the perpetrator's favor, and the families affected by this tragedy have pulled together to make sure crimes like this can never happen again. They immediately began speaking out with local media, national media, and began sitting down with state representatives and law enforcement. The families also began a petition for real change to legislation to keep offenders who violate children behind bars for good or facing the death penalty, especially when these offenders ruin a child's entire life with their actions. Their determination is paying off, and with the help of Representative Scott Vetgetter, they put forth a bill in the Oklahoma House called Knight's Law, also known as HB 3992. We are asking that you not only sign this petition, titled Knight's Law 2.0, we are asking if you are an Oklahoma resident that you call or email your legislator. HB 3992 not only puts these offenders behind bars for longer sentences, it ensures offenders spend 100% of their sentence and in some cases adds an additional post-release supervision. It also would keep repeat offenders from receiving bail and in the most extreme cases of crimes, sentences offenders to death. Right now, this bill is about to be read for its third and final time. This is our opportunity to have each and every member of the House vote unanimously. We can let them know how much this means to us by reaching out to them. We do not have a date scheduled for the vote yet, but I will continue to update as soon as I get more information. Thank you for listening, and please.
Okay. We are here today. Finally. Oh. Listen, StreamYard changed and it's very rude. It's very small. I don't know what happened. Welcome in, everybody. Here it's starting. So we are finally here today. The measure HB 3992 is on the floor. So we are just waiting for it to start. Let me say hello to everybody. GM, Karen, good to see you. Susan, K9. Who else we got? Jessel, good to see you. Anissa, I love you very much. Who else we got? JP Fluff, Grayson Mercy. What's up, Raindrop? And Bow and Ribbons. It's good to see you. Sugar Pie Honey. Team Rose. Dragon Mama. And Sally. Grandmasaurus. Who else we got? Ray Jones. And I know I just missed somebody. Truth Hurts. Crazy Acres. Audrey. And Full Green Light and Just Legs. Welcome in, everybody. I appreciate y'all for being here. So it is finally here. We have this measure on the House floor. They're going to be voting on it. I'm pretty freaking excited. It's probably going to be pretty, we're just waiting. So it's about it. What's up, Ash? Good to see you. What's up, Dick Tim? Welcome in, everybody. You're very welcome. Everybody gets a wrench here. Everybody gets a wrench. So, yeah, we're just waiting. Good morning, Tink. We're just waiting on them to convene. I did watch the morning meeting so I could see how they did it. That's why I had to pull out the glasses because their print is tiny. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to be able to see that. But it's cool because it shows on the whole screen, the greens, the reds. So if they vote if they vote yay, it's a green. It'll pop up on time. Hello, Charlene. Good to see everybody coming in. So it is here finally. This has been pretty fast. I'm not going to lie. The tragedy happened in May 2023. Here we are, March 2024. This has been, I would say, Scott Fettgetter. He was interviewed just days after this tragedy, and he said, I'm going to try my best to make sure this never happens again. I've heard all kinds of politicians say that. I've heard, especially because it was before an election or he was trying to get reelected when he was interviewed. Oh, he abso-freaking-lutely held his word. And he was shot down. In fact, they did do an amendment, although we can't figure out what they changed, maybe just some wordings that we missed. But it's pretty cool nonetheless because I've never seen anything move this fast. These are the politicians. If we're electing people, this is the stuff we need to see. I think it's good. I think it's good to congratulate people when they absolutely do what they say. When they say on the news, we've seen it a million times, I'm going to do this. If you vote for me, I'm going to do this. Bullshit. I ain't never seen nobody live up to nothing. But I've seen this happen. This is the fastest thing I've ever seen. And I'm not very political, although, I'm pretty independent. I see things differently, so I'm kind of somewhere in the middle on a lot of things. But this person, Mr. Scott Fettgetter, he absolutely kicked ass and took names because like I said, he moved lightning speed with this. He got it introduced. He got it in front of a judicial committee. I mean, the push for this is common sense stuff, and that's why if you have not signed the petition, I already have a copy. Please sign the petition. Share it on any social media that you have. We want this to be national. Right now, common sense laws aren't there for sex offenders or people that are violent offenders. Thank you, J-Dub. I appreciate you. Hey, Darlene. Darlene, I have not ordered your book. I'm going to do that later today. It is on my list of things to do after I go to the post office. I got the chance. Darlene shared my videos the other day. So did Chaotic. Thank you both for that. And yeah, exactly. It shows it can be done. Okay, Sally, no worries. What's up, Happy Life? What's up, Joy? Good to see you guys. No worries, Sally. Everybody miss stuff all the time. And as blind as I am, I always miss stuff. People could be screaming for me, and then my phone will start blowing up like, hey, this person needs to talk to you. And I'm like, oh, shit, my bad. So don't worry. Yes, if somebody doesn't see your comment. Also, right now, chat is glitching. I've been kicked out of all kinds of chats. And it's not the creator, it's not the mods, it's just not showing up. I've restarted my phone. There was an Android update, there's been a Google update. So there's something going on. Hopefully they'll get that fixed soon. Yes, today I'm going to, it's on my list. I've got to order shea butter. I've got to order my my roll-up containers. So, and I'm going to order your book. I don't know Darlene's story, but we talked a little bit the other day while she was sharing my live. So she is an advocate for a lot of issues. If you're not subbed to Darlene, she does a lot of awareness. She does a lot of different stories that are just kind of like what I'm doing right now. But she like knows what she's doing. What's up, Chica? Oh, I hit the wrong button. Trying to get, the cool thing about StreamYard now is it shows colors. Yeah, exactly. It has to be difficult to write legislation. It'd be a good idea to poll the public, say on Reddit, to find many situations where laws are insufficient. Absolutely. And that's kind of the research I'm doing. Not so much poll, but going through each state and figuring out. That's why it's such a huge undertaking, which would be a whole lot easier if we just targeted the national set of guidelines. That's why, because I started to do states, figure it out, try to, see what they had, what they didn't. And then I was like, oh no, forget this. Let me find the best state with the best guidelines, the best sentencing, use that as a blueprint, and then go from there. Because trying to research each state, like I said, Texas has, different laws than Kansas. But because there's so many statutes, so many titles, so many chapters, it's overwhelming. So it's, hey, Annie Pats. Yes, Dick Tim. That right there would be definitely the way to start a good conversation and get people like me. I didn't know, but now I know. And then, everybody can tell their story and compile all that. I think that would be a really cool thing to do. Okay, let me refresh and see. Quorum call in progress. Okay, so I'm going to leave it playing while they're doing their deal. I think this is really awesome. Hey, Lurker. Welcome in, everybody. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. Yes. You advocate. Hey, Jackie. Welcome in, Jackie. I appreciate y'all being here. I remember you from the other day, Jackie. So yeah, it's always nice to have a different. I think that's what this has allowed me to do. It's allowed me to meet a whole lot of. Let me turn my camera off really quick. Hey, Quirky. Yeah, same, Charlene. It actually feels good. Okay, I'm going to change my picture real quick since I'm doing something serious. So, hold on. I'm trying. Okay. I have no serious pictures. Okay, I like this. Like crap. I was not prepared. I have no serious pictures. All right, let me stop screen sharing for a minute. Darn it. Thanks, Chica. Like I said, just getting started. I think it's a nice thing to focus my energy on something that's important. I do a lot of clowning, I do a lot of trolling, but something serious actually feels good. I'm not gonna lie, it actually feels good to put this stuff together, bring it to people, bring awareness. And again, I have no educational background in this, so I'm just using common sense and logic. I'm seeing patterns in things, states with consistent crimes that are being committed against vulnerable members of society, um, and how we could prevent it from happening again. Like the Drew Shoden story on that. Let me pull up that website while we're waiting. www.nsopw.com. Oops. Let me shut my Wi-Fi off of my phone. Oops. Oops. It's .gov. Okay. Let me also put this in the. Let me also put this in the chat. Hey, Cold Truth. Let me get you modded. Cold Truth, I'm going to make you a managing moderator because if somebody comes in doxing you or anything like that, please get rid of them. You don't need to ask me. That way you don't have to give me any kind of information. You just take care of what you need to, okay? And Cold Truth, another great channel. You guys grab her link. She does a really good job advocating for victims. And I don't mean like advocate. I'm just saying she really takes their feelings into consideration and she takes good care of them to get their story out, to bring awareness, to help missing loved ones, to help people that have been murdered, things like that. And that's so important. We see a lot of these channels that just rip families apart. Whether you think they're guilty or innocent, it doesn't take away the pain that they're experiencing. I wanted to put some things together and show you, like, there's been a lot of people that have come to the internet that were absolutely guilty and how they act and stuff, but then it's like, instead of focusing on that, I'm just going to keep focusing on what I'm focusing on because everybody's so different. One sign of deception in one person is absolutely innocence or truth in another. So, Culture says, yes, it is awesome, at the same time disturbing that it takes a major tragedy to incite change in legislation. Absolutely. What's up, our bucket list? Yes, welcome in, everybody. Okay, as you're coming in, I'm getting you modded. Now, let me show you this website real quick while we're waiting for the. This is the best website for a sex offender registry. All locations are covered in this. You can search it by your address. There's also frequently asked questions. There's also statistics, all of those types of things. It's really important. You can type in your address. I've put in my address several times and you see that whole circle light up. Familiarize yourself with sex offenders at your daycare. Put your daycare location in there. At your grandparents' house, or however you say that. At your kids' grandparents' house. At your parents' house. Put their location in. Familiarize yourself. If we take the initiative to not be blindsided by things we can see, new boyfriends, new girlfriends, do look into them. I think at this day and age, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, the most manipulative people, I have seen it over and over again. And I'm not bad mouthing Purple when I bring this up, but thank you so much, Sally. She freaking and I'm not bad mouthing her for saying this, but she let this guy, DJ Wraith, come up there, copy and paste the typical sex offender shuffle. That's what I'm going to call it. No, she gave me a fake ID. No, she gave me. She was a baby, you sicko. She did not. And then I won't even say the rest of the stuff he said. But if I had $1 for every time I was wrongfully convicted, I have a screenshot proving it wasn't them. Bull fucking shit. If you had real evidence that you didn't do that, you would make sure that prosecuting attorney that put you away, they can undo it. They may not be able to take away your prison time, but let's just say you were innocent, you wouldn't stop fighting for the truth. Bullshit. You have screenshots all of a sudden. Bullshit. DJ Race and gosh, there was another one. This lady was calling everybody sex offender, and then her husband was a sex offender. She got up on panel and she said, he didn't do it. Oh my God. I'm not gonna lie. Women that simp for men like that, you marry a sex offender. The story just, yeah, it is the pedophile shuffle. Yes, it is. But yeah, nsopw.gov. Drew Shoden is the girl's name. But again, her death was in like 20 years ago. First time I heard about her was when I found this website. But this is the best. Everybody sends stuff. Oh, they've transitioned to a new platform. There are Android apps and iPhone apps for this same thing. So if you go to this website, you can download it on your phone. You can never, it's got safety and education, search public sex offender registries. This is the homepage about this, FAQs, and oh,
The prayer, followed by the pledge of allegiance, introduction of the veteran of the week, introduction of the doctor and nurse of the day, correction of previous day's journal, House and
okay.
Senate bills, joint
Let me go
resolutions,
back
and second
to
reading.
this. It's just getting started. I looked my brother up because he claimed innocence. I was shocked. I'd already demoted him and his family. I put it up on my site when I found I was sick. Yeah. And listen, yes, yes, it is absolutely true. People lie, people make stuff up. But what's possible? A meteor could fall right on me, live on air, right now, and crush me to a million pieces. Okay? That's possible. But let's look at what's probable. They're guilty. They were charged. They're convicted. They went to prison. They went to jail. They were on papers. 9 times out of 10, they took a plea deal because most prosecutors don't want to re-victimize the victim, right? So whatever's showing up is most likely a lesser charge than what they were charged with. But without a conviction, you know? Yeah. Victim. Interesting article on PubMed outlining treatment sex offenders. Yeah, maybe put it on your community post, and I'll definitely look at it and share it. Also, oh, what is it? There's all kinds of information. Of course, I forget the website. I'll think about it and I'll say it. It's got a lot of really cool information. Actually, I have something saved on my thing. Yes, absolutely. Okay, let me go ahead and share this
observer
one.
in the 2nd Battalion, 82nd Field Artillery in Fort Hood,
I think they're
Texas,
honoring
of the 1st
somebody.
Cavalry Division. At the mentoring of a great
I'm just
soldier,
going to go ahead
Sergeant
and turn
Edward
this
Homewood,
on,
David
and I'm going to
decided to
mute
go
myself.
through the Ranger
Hold on.
indoctrination
I'll be in just
program
a sec, guys.
and become one of the Army's elite airborne Rangers. In early 1998, being assigned to the 1st Battalion of the 75th Ranger Regiment at Hunter Army Airfield in Savannah, Georgia, he completed numerous military schools and combat tours, including the Army's premier leadership training, the grueling 61-day Ranger School to earn the coveted Ranger tab. He also attended the U.S. Army Master Jump School, primary leadership development course, and basic non-commissioned officer course. There were also several joint schools, including Joint Firepower Course Control, Naval Gunfire School, Landing Forces Tactical Air Control Party courses, and whereas David Nelson in 2003 was accepted into the Army's Warrant Officer Candidate School/Flight School program at Fort Tucker, Alabama. A year-long process to finish both schools, and he graduated as a Black Hawk. David then went to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, to the historic 101st Airborne Division for the next 6 years. Shortly after the arrival to Fort Campbell, David was deployed to Iraq with the 5th Battalion and the 101st Aviation B Co Lancers for 12 months. He was deployed again in 2007 to Afghanistan for 12 months with the same unit. Then again in Afghanistan in 2010, but this time as the Battalion Tactical Operations Officer. David has 1,400 flight hours as a Black Hawk helicopter, 1,000 of which are combat hours. He even had the opportunity to fly fellow Okie Toby Keith around Afghanistan in one of his USO tours. And whereas David Nelson has received various accommodations over the 20 years he served, including the National Defense Ribbon, 6 Army Achievement Medals, 5 Army Commendation Medals, Joint Service Commendation Medal, the NATO Ribbon, the Army Good Conduct Medal, the Ranger Tab, Senior Jump Wings, Senior Aviation Wings, British, Canadian, and French Airborne Wings, 3 Overseas Ribbons, the Global War on Terrorism Service Ribbon, the Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Ribbon, the Afghanistan Campaign Medal, 3 Air Medals, the Meritorious Service Medal, and the Bronze Star. And whereas David Nelson returned to Morris in 2015, where he lives with his wife, Kelly, they have 2 children, a son, Dakota, who next month deploys for his first tour, and daughter, Savannah. David is also Granger to 2 grandchildren, Kason and Isla. David continues his heart of service by volunteering in Morris community. He likes to recognize others who've served, as well as invite veterans from any branch of the service to Patriot Place, a place to stop and share their stories. Whereas the state of Oklahoma holds our veterans in highest esteem and appreciates the sacrifices and contributions they have made to preserve our freedoms and way of life, the Oklahoma House of Representatives takes great pride in honoring you for serving your country. Now, therefore, pursuant to the motion of Representative Scott Fettgatter, and the state of Oklahoma extends to David Nelson sincerest accommodations and directs that this citation be presented.
Members, join me in thanking Mr. David Miller for his service. I believe he has family in the gallery. If we could welcome them to the house. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Please recognize Representative Lowe Dick to recognize the psychologist of the day.
Representative Lowe, you are recognized to introduce the psychologist of the day.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, please welcome Emily Corley, a PhD graduate from the University of South Alabama with a doctorate in clinical and counseling psychology. She currently works in Norman, Oklahoma at Peak Behavioral Health as a contractor. She specializes in working with children with neurodevelopment disorders and pediatric health issues. She is an active member of the Oklahoma Psychological Association. I knew I'd screw that up eventually. And serving as the chairman of the Prescription Rights Division, spending countless hours preparing on white papers to support passage of this year's psychology bill, House Bill 2997, which we in the caucus just heard a while ago, Representative Stark and Representative Rattleman are working that. She currently resides in Tuttle, Oklahoma. Please make welcome Miss Dr. Emily Corley.
Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Please recognize Representative Fettgatter to present House Bill 3992.
Clerk will read.
House Bill 3992 by Fettgatter of the House and Gallagher of the Senate, an act relating to sex crimes.
Representative Fetgatter, you are making your way back to your seat, I'm sure. He's right there. I'm sorry, I was looking for you in your old place. Representative Fetgatter, you are now recognized to explain the bill. Members, I want to remind everyone to go to their seats. We're going to vote from our desks. We're going to keep our conversations quiet or take them outside. You're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, House Bill 3992, referred to as Knight's Law, or I like to refer to it as, if you mess with my kids, I'm putting your butt in jail for 100% of your time. Move to adopt and yield to questions. What?
Representative Fetgatter,
Yes, there is an amendment on the bill.
clerk will read.
Madam Speaker, I move to amend House Bill 3992 by striking the title, the enacting clause, the entire bill, and by inserting in lieu thereof the following language. Amendment submitted by Fetgatter.
Representative Fetgatter requests unanimous consent that the amendment be adopted. Without objection, that will be the order. Representative Fetgatter,
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The amendment is the bill.
Representative Caldwell,
I move to strike title due to fiscal impact.
without objection, that will be the order. Representative Fetgatter, do you care for any further explanation on your bill?
No, that'd be fine. Open to questions, yield to.
Representative, seeing no questions, Representative Fetgatter, I'm so sorry, there is a question, and they made the print so much bigger and I still didn't see it. Representative Turner, you are recognized for a question on the bill.
Sorry about that. I just for clarification, and I do know that we just struck the title, but I'm wondering if, like, I think I might have missed an amendment. Is the death penalty still possible punishment?
Thank you for the question. No, it is not. But if you'd like to amend the bill and add that, I would accept it as a friendly amendment.
Not in your wettest dream.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to remind everybody that we are here for some long hours this week and we need to maintain decorum. This is the House of Representatives. We are representing the people of the state of Oklahoma. Mr. Fetgatter, you yielded to questions, you accepted a question. He now moves the bill be advanced from general order. Without objection, that will be the order. Third reading of the bill.
House Bill 3992 by Fetgatter of the House and Gallagher of the Senate, an act relating to sex crimes.
Representative Fetgatter now moves final passage of the bill. Will there be debate? Seeing no debate, the question before the House is, shall the bill pass? The clerks will activate the machine. Sergeants announce roll call. Roll call is now in progress. Okay, so I just say this. Oh. Members wishing to vote or change your vote, the chair is preparing to close. Representative Eccles votes aye. Representative Culver, you can vote from your desk. Representative Randleman votes aye. Representative Sterling can vote from his desk. Representative Newton votes aye. Representative Marty votes aye. Representative Harris votes aye. Members, the chair is preparing to close. Declare the vote.
84 aye, 8 nay.
Having received a majority vote of those elected to and constituting the House, I declare the bill to have passed. Mr. Fetgatter.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Please recognize Representative Fetgatter for an introduction.
Representative Fetgatter, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. First of all, I'd like to, for everybody to make note, my mother, my father, my sister, and my son have joined us today. If you would, welcome them to the house. As also members in the South Gallery, we have Justin and Ashley Webster, the parents of Ivy Webster, along with the family and friends, the pastor of Ivy and Brittany Brewer, and they are in the South Gallery. This family is the family, if you will recall, at the end of session last year, their children were viciously murdered by a sex predator, and they are here for healing today. Please welcome them to the house.
Yes.
Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Please recognize Representative George to present House Bill 3787.
Clerk will read.
All right, people. That's it. We got it. Okay. I feel like it goes to the Senate now. Hold on. Let me stop this. Okay. One more time. Now listen. Our fight has only begun. Okay. The fight has only begun. We are at 8,460. Well, actually, let me refresh this page. And let me share this screen. We got 8464. Now, this fight it's just getting started. This is absolutely a marathon, okay? Yeah, after the third reading and they vote, it now moves to the Senate. I'm pretty freaking sure. Okay. Yeah, it goes to the Senate now. So, our fight, twofold. We've got a national fight, okay? Don't come for me for saying the word fight. Twofold, national and in the state of Oklahoma. So now that it goes to the Senate, again, we need to push to call. If you're an Oklahoma resident, I will get that website information. It is actually right. Let me just get it for you right now. And I've got it on a notepad. I'm getting organized, people, because I'm doing kind of all these different live. I am getting organized. All right. And there's, like I said, this has only just begun. Now we're moving to the here. Okay, none of these are the links. None of these are the links. Forget it. 1 second. Oklahoma House for Senator contact. All right, this page right here, I forgot, we're moving to the Senate now. So now we need, if you are an Oklahoma resident, please call your senator. Let me edit and add this to the description. Move this, add this. Okay, now the fight is just, like I said, this is a marathon. We are only getting started. So now we'll be moving to the Senate. We're going to start this process all over again, which is great. Oh my goodness. Forget it. We are moving to the Senate, but we are also fighting nationally for these laws to be passed. So we need to target every state. I feel like how we do that, we target the national system, but we need to get this at least to 10,000 so we start getting some attention on this. I appreciate all of you for hanging out with me today. I'm so excited. This is a cause for celebration. Like I said, this is monumental because I've seen things drag on forever and ever and ever and never get anywhere. We have so much speed on this bill. Scott Fettgetter has been pushing since 2 days after the tragedy. He said, I'm going to make sure. And you just seen him. He's been working with the families. He sat them down and explained that this is a long process. And you know what? He did them right by doing his best to make sure he didn't give up. And look at that lady he had to deal with. Holy shit. Because when it was first put forward, it had the death penalty. But they weren't willing to, even though they do the death penalty, but we've seen the few things he was up against. Listen, if you're representatives, if you elect a representative and they can't conduct themselves in a manner that's, professional, you might not want those as your representatives. I know I'm a clown. I know I do things. I'm an entertainer. I'm not a professional. I try to conduct myself with some manners, I guess, when I'm covering stuff like this, some tact. But that lady was pretty disrespectful. I mean, it's a simple question. Not in your wettest dreams. Okay, come on. He answered your question, lady. All he was saying was, we can add it. He wanted it. No, I don't hate kids. Yes, I am just trying to bring awareness. That's it. I'm doing my part. I think a lot of times we drop the ball. We live in a constitutional republic, which means our vote does matter. Our vote matters because our vote is the equivalent to our voice. If we're noticing the way this country was established, if we're noticing that our representatives don't actually represent us, then we need to do our part to get someone in there that represents us. I have dreams, you know what I'm saying? I have things that I think about that I would like to see a reality. And this would be the definite first thing I would like to see a reality. The state of Oklahoma passed HB 3992, and nationally, we get better standards to punish sex offenders. Right now, we have no other options. We have no other options than to incarcerate these people. But statistics are showing, and they're constantly changing, that the reoffenders, that when they're reoffending, at the first 3 years, it's only at 6%, 4%, something like that. But after 15 years, it jumps up to 24%. We're incarcerating them for 15 years, and then we're letting them out. And it's scary. It's absolutely scary. I must have missed what you said. Hello, Ocean Tide. Yeah, it's because I'm not going live enough, so YouTube's not really putting me in the algorithm. But hey, Sweet Sativa, and sorry if I missed anybody coming in. Mama T, Chris Miller, Bree 5, Ocean Tide, Bam Bam. Oh, you're welcome, Raindrop. I have had personal experience in traumas. And that's kind of why I wanted to read Darlene's book. She put her story together, and I feel like it would give me a different perspective. This is such a national problem. It's such sexual assault, whether it's adults or whether it's kids or both, is such a national issue. It affects every walk of life. If you're born rich, if you're born poor, if you're born middle class, blue collar, if you're born in another country. So, I mean, actually, it's a worldwide issue, but we can only affect change here in the United States. It's the most underreported crime. It's the most common crime. So I want to say it's 1 in 3 women, 1 in 25 men, something like that. Don't quote me. It's a serious thing. But with the men, I don't feel that those statistics are actually accurate because a lot of men won't admit. Thank you, our bucket list. Yeah, it is definitely an international problem. Wow. Okay, Darlene, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna get it today. I have to order some things off Amazon. I meant to do it the other day, order my shea butter and my roll-up containers, but I just haven't got to it yet. But it is absolutely a problem, and it affects everyone. From infancy, unfortunately, to senior citizen age, no one is spared. If it's going to happen, it will happen. We have a blame culture that's a whole set of issues other than that. But being open, being honest, being aware, knowing our surroundings, and I'm talking about checking the registry, getting the conversation going. I think a lot of us, Darlene, if you could put your information on your book in the chat, I know people are asking for it. And I have it screenshotted somewhere. Oh, that's right. So it's Shattered Innocence, and you can find it on Amazon. If you want to screenshot that, Grace and Mercy, I know that's what I do. It makes it a lot easier. Excuse me. So, oh, wonderful, beloved. Yeah, I'm going to get it today. If I know growing up, looking at the different family dynamics I have. So my mom had, her mom and dad, and then my dad had a mom and then a great grandma. But rape, molestation, those are the things from their generation were silenced. You suffered in silence, and 9 times out of 10, you were blamed. We're fighting that. My generation, I know for me, I won't shut my mouth for anything, which is why when the masks came out, I lost my shit. I actually got fired from my job at Pilot, which I was just had a part-time job to keep myself busy. Like, I got fired because they told me you have to put a mask on. No, I don't. I can't. No. I don't mind putting it on. Unfortunately, if I go into the doctor's office, you know what I'm saying? Because there are a lot of people that, are going there for cancer treatment, things like that. I don't want to scare them or make them feel uncomfortable, so I don't mind wearing one. But no, if I'm at work, the country's shut down, I'm not covering my face. No, it's not going to happen. And, but that was a personal choice. Clearly, I got fired. But ever since then, I've been way more vocal about everything in my entire life. And I'm realizing that the more I'm vocal, the more I talk, especially about tough subjects, it changes so many things for you inside. And then when you start changing inside, things start to change for you outside, right? Because whatever you think, however you feel, that becomes your reality. So I'm just going through life trying to use my own personal experiences to help people, right? But then when I get other perspectives like Darlene's, things that she went through, it gives me such a different perspective. And if I'm targeting certain laws, maybe there's something from her experience that I can kind of make a blueprint for. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to do something. Yeah, I can imagine. I don't understand too much of a culture, but I can understand. I know a lot of cultures, many different cultures. It is absolutely that comes all the way from Asian cultures to Indian cultures to it's Middle Eastern, whatever. That culture of suffer in silence, you know, that stuff is way worse. I do know that. So I think my generation will hopefully end the suffer in silence, the blame culture, but that's more of a social thing. And I think the more we talk about things, the more, I'm not saying put yourself in a vulnerable position. If you're uncomfortable with it, telling your story, because a lot of times people are watching the chats and things get held against you. So be very careful with that. But if you are absolutely comfortable, like Arlene does, she talks about her experiences. She tries to use her experiences to, use her pain as a motivator to affect change. And then that's how we met. Yes. And so these laws, we are, like I said, if you need help with anything with your state or getting a copy of whatever you need, you can let me know. I do not have an issue emailing, calling senators, representatives. I absolutely don't. I'm not afraid to talk to anybody about anything. Or if you are currently working on something similar, let me know. I'll help you. I'll help you get the word out for sure. Also, there's other issues that this tragedy opened up. Law enforcement procedure. I have personal experience with this out of another state. There is no law enforcement procedure, but there is a national standard, and then each police department has to follow it. And then if they're not following it, I know you can holler at the DOJ. And I'm curious to do some follow-up on the Henrietta situation. There was another tragedy just a few years before this Henrietta killing. I want to say it's 3. Don't quote me because I haven't done enough research on this, but 3 men, I believe, were cut up and killed. And again, the Oklahoma State, and this was just a few years before. So this would have been roughly around 2019, 2020. Henrietta's had some serious issues, but the Henrietta experience, they called in a task force, and then the blame game started. They said locals were supposed to search the house. The locals said the task force was supposed to. So the house never got searched, with the exception of the removal of the victims. Unfortunately, the entire nation saw the family find crucial things. The murders were solved because the man killed himself. But there were so many questions left unanswered because, unfortunately, 2 grieving families were in there and it hadn't been cleared like they thought. So there was a lot of issues that were spotlighted in this, but these aren't just Oklahoma's. These are, again, national issues. So I'm not sure where to even start with that, but that will become another project. I want to bring light to these things because we have systemic issues. And people like us can completely step in and just be a voice and push and push and push. And that's how, like I said, I've been making all kinds of different connections with people, and it's really nice. It's such a great break from, we spend a lot of time on drama. I'm the guiltiest. It's my guilty pleasure. All right, Joy, I will see you soon. But yeah, that's it. We got the vote, people. I don't think I have anything else for this live. Again, the petition, let me drop it. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. We did it. But like I said, the Senate fight is just starting, and the national fight we're still pushing for. So if you could share that, change.org petition, any channel that wants to stream my playlist, please do. I should probably get in and update my video that now it's the senator and update the link. So I will have to add that to my to-do list to change that video a little bit. I'm definitely going to add now the Senate vote. We will be waiting for, I don't want to say the wrong senator's name, the senator that picked it up. So Fettgetter, I believe, is going to pass it off to a senator, but don't quote me on that one. Yes, love and hugs. Darlene, thank you. Let me answer your question really quick, Dick Tim, or see your question. Why can't they simply notify the public about SOs when they send in address change? Okay, so that's one of the things on this petition that we do mail it. So some jurisdictions do that. When a sex offender has to register, sometimes it's every 3 months with the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office would then notify the residents. So that is in this change.org petition. But for now, my idea was pushing, sharing this nsopw.gov website. So we actually start taking the power into our own hands. It is absolutely okay to deep dive the people, all the people, uncles, brothers, cousins, boyfriends, girlfriends. Let's add the women in this shit too, because women are, in my opinion, the worst kind of sex offender. Yes, it is one huge step. But let's take the power into our own hands, start vetting ourselves. When we start strengthening our feelings, our gut checks, our moments when we're like, you know what? I'm letting the most precious things in my life around this person. I want to know who this person is, because your children are the most precious things in your life. So I think it's completely acceptable to deep dive all the people you allow around your children. I think it's more than acceptable. I don't think it's crazy at all. I think it's something that we all should definitely push for. And like I said, this NSOPW site, let me drop it again. Putting in the daycare address, putting in the school. What's up, Web dude? Putting in the school address, putting in the, because some jurisdictions, sex offenders can live, they can't live 100 feet of a school, but 100 feet is not very far. So checking the school address, okay, does your child walk to school? Checking the route on the way to school. I know there's like a 3 mile. I know most cities, if your child lives, if it's a big city, the cutoff is 2 miles. Your kid could ride the school bus. If you live 1.9 miles away from the school, your kid can't ride the school bus, and they can walk. So along their routes, which way did they take? Checking sex offender registries, because 100 feet is what, half a block, a block. So that means sex offenders can absolutely live on your way to school. Your church, wherever you're going to church, what are the sex offenders living around your church? Anything like that. That's why I love this website, because it allows you to search addresses. Also, it picks up tribal areas and territories. It's updated constantly. And there's an Android app, and there's an iPhone app. So you really can't go wrong. Yeah, absolutely, Oceantide. Thanks for coming in and hanging out with me. When my kids started dating, I would take pictures of the driver's license and I would check them out. That's a fact. I deleted driver's license after they got home. Yeah, I don't think I don't think we're going too far. That's for damn sure. I don't think we're going too far at all. Those are the most precious things in our life, And this legacy stuff, no. Your children, especially being a woman, if they come out of you, holy shit, that's a bond. So I don't think it's going too far. I think we need to take the power into our own hands and be open, honest, have these conversations, especially the conversations about manipulation. Like I said, if I had $1 for every time I heard a convicted sex offender say, it was their fault, they showed me a fake ID, what's the other ones? The mom lied, it was a custody dispute, No, it wasn't. And like I said, I know you got a lesser charge, you sicko. Yeah, exactly. Appreciate you guys. All right, I'm going to end it. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys around. Bye.